This is Let's Get Jacked Up on the Fringe Radio Network.
Are your parents making you crazy yet?
Yes. Yes.
So rephrase it in a question. Rephrase my question in the answer.
Yeah. Yes, my parents are making me crazy. We have to stay home all the time with them, and I don't get to see any of my friends, and it kind of becomes tiring seeing them every single day.
That's just harsh. Actually, I take that back. No, not yet. At least not yet, because, well, my brother's making me crazy. If that was a question, my answer would be yes, but not my parents, not yet, because they are actually thinking of fun things to do. Like me and my mom, we went on a walk yesterday, and Bryson, we went on a long walk on our scooters, and then the night before on Tuesday, me and my mom went on a walk at night. Fun. We went to three or four parks. Four, actually. So.
All right. How about you, Oli?
No, they haven't been tiring me.
Making you crazy.
Yeah, they've been making me crazy because we have to do homework 6 hours a day, and I can't learn very fast, so they expect me to do things that I don't know.
Oh, you mean we're making you try harder? Oh my. All right.
This is Let's Get Jacked Up on Fringe Radio Network.
Here is comedian Jim Gaffigan on being locked down with his family for 5 weeks.
5 weeks. 5 weeks in quarantine with my wife and 5 children in our New York City apartment, and I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. Did you hear an echo? I'm not crazy. But I'm getting there. Every morning I wake up. It feels like that scene in the movie Groundhog Day.
Okay, campers, rise and shine, and don't forget your booty. Rise and shine. Rise and shine.
I'm nuts.
Except, unlike Bill Murray's character, it's not Groundhog Day. For me, it's January 1st.
Who does that?
After a New Year's Eve party that I wasn't invited to.
Now come over here. Look at this.
Every morning, as I walk out to greet my true friend, the coffee maker, I see the remnants of some phantom party.
Who does that? Who would do that?
A can, a wrapper, some crumbs strategically placed to invite mice or bugs.
That's wrong. That's mean. Was it you?
No!
It's my children. They're vandals. They're doing it on purpose to torture me.
That's the garbage. That's the juice box. Garbage, juice box. You just have a can in your bed. Why would you think that would be okay?
I don't know. I was gonna throw it away.
They destroyed an antique chair. They didn't break it. They destroyed it. It's my boys. They're savages. My wife and I have tried. We've tried to civilize them. We tell them how to sit, how to eat, how to comb your hair.
Now, when's the last time you guys combed your hair?
That wasn't pretty. Yesterday?
We comb their hair for them, yet they still look like this.
This is your hair, right?
I should go. I can hear them planning their next mess. I'm not crazy. You're not crazy. Now I'm talking to my phone. Hang in there, everyone.
Coming to you live somewhere deep in Fresno, California, it's Let's Get Jacked Up! Sinners Saved by Grace.
here are your hosts, Tim and Bobby.
Welcome to Let's Get Jacked Up! Yeah! Hello, everybody. Welcome to Let's Get Jacked Up. We are here live at the, at the Doxy studio where I'm at, and we are also on Zoom. And we are in Fresno, California, and this is Let's Get Jacked Up. As I said, we're also on the Spreaker app, and of course, Fringe Radio Network at .com. And we have Bobby Raymond that I don't see, but his wife, lovely wife, Karen Raymond. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
Good. We're surviving with the kids, and today we're going to do something very light. The kids have taken over. And it's exciting. For the last, month, we've been kind of doing some deep stuff, but I thought, and Bobby thought we would just do some light stuff and talk about how life is quarantined with our families. So, Hello, Bob.
Hi, sorry.
He's finally there. Okay.
I don't know what you're doing, but you're going from room to room as we are on Zoom.
I'm trying really hard.
Okay. Yes. Anyways, well, the kids took over, and we're going to implement that in a little bit later after the show. But as we are recording this, by the way, so if you can't record, that's why, because I'm recording it on my end, brother, on the Zoom. How's your week going, though, guys?
Hanging in there. So far, so good.
Look at that look. Bob gave me a look like, how dare you ask such a question?
I always say, I can't complain, but I will if you let me. So it's like,
yes.
It's like, I don't know. It's going okay. We're hanging in there. I had the last 2 days off, and then I was back to work today. So I actually got to be teacher mommy instead of just mommy. And I know Bob was grateful, but it's rough.
She had a nice little bonus, though, because I had the baby while she was doing the mommy thing, the teacher thing.
One out of the 2 days. You're absolutely right.
Wow. Okay. That's fine. All right. Well, I had a good week because I have a new light for this thing. Check this out. Light on, light off. Doesn't make much of a difference, but light on.
Well,
for the Zoom, of course.
If that is the highlight of your week, Tim.
Light off. Well, since we've been doing this, I figured maybe I should get a little bit of lighting,
Yeah, and then to think next week we're going back to normal, so.
Yeah.
There it is. All right.
I'll bring it with me.
Yeah.
Are we going back to normal next week? I missed this.
No, I don't think so.
It's indefinitely. I don't know. I've lost track of it, because I'm kind of excited today. The NFL draft has been on, and so it's kind of getting me out of my. I got to be thinking of something else for an hour or two.
How did it go for you?
Good. My team went ahead and got an offensive tackle, which my Browns really needed. I know that means nothing to you, but that basically protects the quarterback from getting and help the running back find little holes in the zone so he can go run for a little touchdown.
Yay, touchdown, home run.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. But we are locked down with children, and I don't know if the government knew this was going to happen or if they did not, but they have done something that is probably unforgivable, and that is lock us up with our children in our houses.
How dare they? How dare they? It's their fault we had them in the first place.
Oh, yeah.
And now how dare they make us actually take care of them?
You know, we wouldn't have kids if it wasn't for the tax credit. I'm just saying.
Right. Thank you for that. So how are you guys surviving with your children? I mean, really?
Well, I mean, I have to say the hardest thing for me is I still had the feedback. I'm sorry. The hardest part for me is that I like my me time. And I feel like I'm constantly stuck with. I'm sorry, this is so hard.
What?
He can hear himself twice. That's why.
It becomes very difficult to talk because I'm trying to talk over myself, and I'm not used to doing that. I'm doing it to other people, yes, but not myself.
Yeah.
Well, anyways,
you're fine over here, so I don't know. I don't really.
You'll catch it later.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Yeah. The most difficult thing for me, though, I think in the end is I don't know, the fact that I like having that time away from my kids, and I don't feel like I get that. And it makes me want to
are you saying
punch the walls.
Are you saying when they're in school you get time to yourself, or when exactly?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. And
I think it's just like the idea of falling into your routine, like this is all we've known for the last 10 years that we've had kids, or, 9.5 years. And then, but I think the same can be said for like everyone's routine, whether it's people who go to the gym or people who go to churches or things like that. Like this is completely like turning our worlds upside down. And, people with kids, that's like a small, well, I mean, it's a good majority of people, but it's just, again, it's still just the idea of being uprooted from what you normally know and what you're comfortable with. And no one likes to be uncomfortable. Right. And it's like, you never really realize how much of a break like going to work actually was until you don't. And then you're like, wow, okay, well, I have nothing else to my life, or at least, I don't know, that's kind of how I felt for a bit. But
yeah, now, Karen, you're a manager at your work, so do you feel like...
I am an essential worker, yes.
Essential worker. Do you feel like you are sometimes babysitting kids at your work?
Well, I always used to say for the longest time, like, I didn't have kids because I have 65 at work. So it's like, 65. Why do I need to have 2 more? Actually, that was, that's on the low side. I actually have 85 people that work under me. So
wow, not all at one time.
So,
but right?
But and of course, I'm not the only manager. There's actually 6 of us. So it's like, we were able to kind of tackle it all together as a team. But, I didn't want kids for the longest time, and now that I have them, of course, I couldn't see life without them. But it's just, it's interesting. So yes, I do babysit other people's kids at my work, but they're grown-ups. So
right. Crazy times. Now, Bob, you same thing, I guess. I mean, you go to work. You still work, but not really, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I have a job that requires me to work from home. I work with the schools, but I do a lot of like video editing and stuff.
Okay.
And so I can't do this. Killing me.
Go to a different room.
I'm on the run again.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, awesome. Right. Whose room are you going to choose this time?
That's what we're going to go on a tour with Bob's house.
Oh, the kids are in my room, so it looks like I'm going into one of the girls' rooms.
At least until break.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, there you go. Let's see. I'm going to sit right here.
Okay.
Are you sitting at her desk?
Yes.
He went to a different room. This is fun on Zoom. It might not be great audio, but
I'm sorry, guys. I apologize for everybody listening. It's just very difficult because I can't stand the reverb feedback. It's making my head hurt.
He gets super distracted by any noise that is not like supposed to be there. It's just the most infuriating thing to him. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I could throw my computer at any moment.
Just FYI.
But I think what's hilarious is we've been doing this for 3-4 weeks now, and it's been the same thing every week. But somehow he thinks
it doesn't happen.
This week is going to be different. This week's going to be different.
I've tried everything. I've tried different microphones. The only time I don't get the feedback is when you're not on. That's the only time, because otherwise, and it doesn't help that my voice is super. Okay, bye. It doesn't help that my voice is loud and booming, so it echoes through the house.
Yeah.
and we live in in a studio apartment essentially. So it's
okay. Yeah, so 4-bedroom studio. Yeah.
yeah. But my voice,
so
voices carry. Anyways, but for me, I love my kids, but as I said, it's just difficult because teachers learn to be time driven, and I am like growth driven. Like I won't move on to the next subject until they have got it right. So I'm based off of the subject. So for instance, math. If you don't get math, we'll spend 45 minutes on math, but the teachers have got it plugged in for 10 minutes, for them to grasp the concept and move on. And I'm like, no, they need to know what's going on. I got one of my kiddos who doesn't know past twos for multiplication for the times tables. And I'm like, you're in 3rd grade. You should be there by now, but it's because everything is just, and I take some responsibility for that, but for the most part, it's just because it's constantly moving. It's like we're not going towards growth of their education per se. It's more about getting to the next test, and they don't necessarily retain everything they're holding on to and everything else. But it's frustrating for me because I'm like, I've told you 6 times, and on the 7th time, you're telling me something completely different, and I'm just like, put a fork in me, I'm done.
Are they? That's probably their attention span. They're not paying attention half the time.
Well, yeah, part of it is that, but a part of it is also that they're just annoyed by me as much as I am by them. I mean, they don't. They're just tired of me giving them high expectations. They expect me to be able to. They think that I'm going to treat them the same way their teachers do, and the teachers have to kind of, usher along and become complacent with things and whatnot. But the reality is I don't do that. Okay. My job, especially with what I do, I working with special ed, we don't move forward until you've met a certain goal. And so when I translate that to working with my kids, they really just want to stab me in the neck with a fork or a pencil or whatever.
But guess what? Next year they might be better for it.
Yeah, I think I'm hoping so. I'm hoping that, that we'll be able to teach them what it means to follow through and not just to, the temporary look busy until you move on to the next task. Because that's one thing I'm finding. I'm finding that, like, I'll say, okay, guys, you got 10 minutes to do this, and I'll try to do something in the house, and I'll come back, and it looks like there's work, but then I look down, and it's like doodling or, something, and I'm like, girl, there's capital punishment in this household. So you can talk all you want about trying to get out of it, but you're going to get a whooping.
Yeah.
So
good for you. I like that. You come over here and help me out with it. I tell you,
the secret is you make it sting once. You just got to make it sting one time, and they'll remember. And then hopefully after that, it becomes less and less. So
yeah, and you think about 25, 30 kids is usually the classroom size of these classrooms, and so they probably do get away with a lot as far as they look busy, so the teachers are already busy with somebody else.
Well, that was the game I played growing up.
Sure. And so, my daughter's trying out for cheer, and she's kind of right now she wants to do it. She does, but she's halfway putting effort into it, and that's not going to fly, especially of how expensive it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's all or nothing, kid.
Right. If you want to do this, show me.
Yeah.
Because it's not a cheap penny.
I got these stars in my face.
What do you got there?
I'm trying to turn it off. Hold on. I'm trying to. Why is it? There's still light there. No. Okay.
What bedroom are you in?
I'm in Olivia's room. It's her Star Nightlight, and it's just like it's on it rotates. It's on a motor, so it's like every once in a while I get this blue shine in my eye.
It looks good on the video.
Does it?
Sure.
Just leave it on. Turn the regular lights off and leave that one on.
I know, right? All right, so Tim, we're talking about parents and kids in the quarantine and all of those things. What is it like for you guys? I mean, your wife has been at home for some time now. what is it like for her? Has she noticed a difference now that it's not just Bryson, but it's both of the kids?
Yes, and they are not getting along. They fight almost all the time. And it's frustrating because a 10-year-old is fighting and arguing with a 3-year-old.
Well,
and so
that's where the whooping comes in.
Right.
I mean, for me anyways, that's what I would do.
Yeah. It does happen. Believe me. Do they stop for a little bit until the next time and then the next one? So yeah, it's frustrating. And I think we both have realized that, my goodness, it's a lot easier with one in school and one without in school, but
Imagine having two. And they're fortunately mine get along decently well with each other, and they love the baby. They actually, she's 2, so she's not quite at that talking back too much yet. So I can I can count on them to get her up in the morning, change her diaper, put clothes on her. They like doing that kind of stuff.
Yes.
So.
Did your daughters try to do this too? Out yell each other?
They will try to scream at the top of their lungs, yes, and they'll argue, and they like to try to get each other in trouble. I mean, that's true. And Sophia is, in particular, she's really good at trying to tick me off. She'll do things just to spite me, not realizing that, I've got the final say, and I will make your life hell, which I've done, and it just makes her more mad. So, it's the whole thing. You get really mad, you take things away, send them to their room, and then you wait 10 minutes, you go talk to them, let them know why they got in trouble, let them know that the consequences aren't forever, but they are for today, and,
Right.
I'd like to hope that it works, but it keeps happening, so I'm assuming it doesn't,
Right.
Yeah.
I can't help but think, because we are getting frustrated at times, and we are all cooped up here, and we get frustrated with each other and we might get upset, but in the end, I can't help but think, what would I do without him? It would just be insane.
I would have been on one of those cruises.
I love death, and it's hard to imagine life without them now. Before we had them, he didn't even think about it, but now we have them. Now we can't ever think about not having them. And so I think of that, and then I think of what God looks at us like. If we're born again believers, we believe in Jesus Christ, we are his children. And to think that, when we do something wrong, he gets upset or doesn't like it,
right.
But at the same time, he loves us, right? So no matter what we do, we're still going to be his children. And that's man, that is some grace and mercy, really. But you think about when we discipline our kids, and we're disciplining them for their own good and our sanity.
Right.
There's one right now. See, here she is. Yeah. You can't see this on the radio, but she's on Zoom.
Hi.
There you go. And so
put her to bed already.
There she goes. Yeah. Anyway, so my whole point was that God, no matter what we do, we're still his, Yeah. Anyway, that was my 2 cents.
Well, I mean, God says what about children? I mean, what does Jesus Christ say about children in Matthew? I mean, that's probably one of the best, in my opinion, one of the best places to look when he's referring to, who is the greatest to get into to go into the kingdom, right? And he talks about how it's the children to be. He says, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. And that's in Matthew 18. I'm sorry, and it's in there 1 through 5, somewhere around there. But to me, it just, it's amazing because, God has a plan. He gave us the ability to procreate. Just like any other animal, but the difference is that he gave us love. He gave us affection. He gave us this bond that we build with our family, that when we live in a true relationship with him and we express that into our children, I feel like that it puts us on a level that's separate from the animals. The animals. It definitely puts us in a place separate from the animals, but it also gives us a certain amount of endurance when we're dealing with the hard times. When we're dealing with, as a Christian, anyways, we're all broken. We all have family who are Christian and have disowned people, which is crazy to me. But we're not called to do that. We're called to love. We're called to love our children when they are at their worst, because we are to love them the way that Christ loves us.
Right. And just like the husbands ought to love their wives like the church. And same thing with the children. Here I'm looking up, this is 2 Corinthians 6:18, and God says, "And I will be a father to you, and you shall be sons and daughters to me, says the Lord Almighty."
Wow.
Think about that. He's claiming us as his own. And I don't know, that's just something to me.
Well, I think it's interesting that we're so quick to bring all of these verses in, and how, Christ loves us even as we are, and how we are, just dirty, rotten sinners, and we don't deserve the love that we give, yet the expectation that we have for our children, we don't take that into account at all. Because, Bob, you just said, this is how Christ sees us. This is how we're, unless we are like one of these, this is how we should come. But we don't give the same grace to our children.
Well, and that's, and that's the difficulty in it, though.
But
especially
it's like we know this. And so you would think commit that to memory, because those are the verses that you need to bring to your mind when you are losing your temper.
Come on. Hey,
when you are over it, when you do just want to, send them to the room or whatever. And earlier you had talked about how, how Sophia likes to push your buttons and she's trying to piss you off. And I think even with Tim, and, again, you guys, there's a reason why we're created male and female. We are so different. And it's funny because you both have daughters, and it's like it's just like Mark Dunger says, it's like your brain works this way, females' brains works this way. And it's like, if for you, females are so emotionally driven, and you see that, Bob, even just in your own daughters, and Lord knows you've seen it with me, but we're so emotionally driven, yet you can take it as, being defiant or being, all of these things. And I don't know, it's just like I said, taking it back to the beginning, is like, there's a certain amount of grace that has to be there and be remembered, not only just as, these are our kids, but also the differentiating even just between the sexes. Tim, you said Braylon and Bryson, they're at each other all the time. They're like fighting. Well, we don't really have that in our house, but I think a lot of it is because they're all girls. Like there's a little bit of bickering here and there, but it's not to the same level. But again, I think that's just a perfect example of the differences between, male and female,
right?
And so, but even just at that, I guess taking it full circle all the way back is like, if you guys really believe the verse that you cited in Matthew, commit it to memory, because that same grace is going to be needed in this situation, because there are going to be times where we're just like, please just go to the other room. Just go to and that's okay, because I would rather tell them, just go to the other room. Mom needs a minute, instead of just totally going off and just destroying them, because you can't take those words back. You can't take back the hurt. No matter how much apology, no matter how much, a lot of times, they think, oh, well, I said I was sorry, yes, but you hit your sister in the face with a baseball bat. Sorry is not going to take that hurt away, It's like, but the same thing is true of words. We can apologize all we want, but those burn in.
Yeah, and that's my biggest issue too, is that, I catch myself so often too late, and I'll say, quit being a jerk. Or I do. I will say that to them because that's the way they're acting.
That's why I'm laughing.
Or, I'll say like, you're acting foolish. Quit acting like a fool. And I catch myself because in the moment, I mean, I know that's not the smartest thing to say to my kids, but at the moment, I literally am at my wit's end. Like, I don't know what else to say, what else to do. And I find myself just talking to them like I would talk to one of my, subordinates or something, where it's just like, hey, you do what I told you to do. I don't want to hear an excuse. I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear that. Just do it. Do it and be done with it.
Do it. Let me, guys, unfortunately on this Zoom, time is running out. I don't have the thing. So let's go to a break, and then we'll come back to Zoom, and then we'll go from there. But, yeah, I am getting the time is running out almost thing.
How much time do you get?
Well, we get 40 minutes, but remember I started this a bit early. So
all I'm saying is we could have been on Skype. Just saying. This never happened when we were on Skype.
All right, well, I'm going to stop this, and we'll be back after this.
Who'll be pissed?
Just stop.
Just stop. I'm done.
You stop.
Why are you yelling?
I'm not yelling. I'm saying to stop, but I said please stop and said no, stop.
No, stop.
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 Please stop.
Okay, so this is us in a van, pretty much quarantined with our children, and they argue nonstop.
Hey, God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stop. Stop.
What we deal with.
Remember to like and follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Let's Get Jacked Up. Check out our website at letsgetjackedup.com. Listen and download our episodes from our website, the Spreaker app, and of course at fringeradionetwork.com.
Yeah, let's get jacked up. We'll be right back after these messages.
As you read your Bible, sometimes you come across difficult passages, but sometimes you come across a gold nugget lying on the surface. I found such a gold nugget in Micah chapter 7, verses 18 and 19 this week. Who is a God like you, who pardons iniquity and passes over the rebellious act of the remnant of his possession? He does not retain his anger forever, because he delights in unchanging love. He will again have compassion on us. He will tread our iniquities underfoot. Yes, you will cast all their sins into the depths of the sea. Hi, this is Chips Ross, and I serve Jesus as a pastor in Fresno, California. God shows his greatness and his love in response to our sin, not just to our troubles. Whatever may happen with our community or world with this virus, a sin problem remains, or it can remain until God intervenes. Notice what God does with your sin. He pardons, he forgives or passes over. He treads underfoot, which is the idea of God conquers or defeats your sin. He hurls your sin into the depths of the sea, meaning it is gone forever. You cannot do any of this with your own sin. Only God can do this and has already done this through his Son, Jesus Christ. If you believe in Jesus as the Son of God, crucified, buried, risen, and coming again, then this is what God has done to your sin. There is no God like our God. He alone forgives us of our sin. He alone conquers our sin. He alone completely disposes of our sin. Trust in Jesus as your Savior. Rejoice, Christian, in the full salvation that is yours in Jesus Christ.
Live from Fresno, California, it's the hit show everyone will be talking about. This Hits Home Improvement Talk Show with your hosts, Jack and Tim.
Hey, all you jacked up fans, this is Tim Parrish here again. And guess what? Maybe you guys are missing Jack Blankenship on this show. Well, don't worry. You can hear Jack and me every Saturday mornings on a different show called Hits Home Improvement Talk Show. Every Saturday mornings at 7 a.m. on KBIF, 900 a.m. on your radio dial. That's right here in Fresno and the Central Valley. KBIF 900 AM. Or You can watch us live on Facebook Live at KBIF 900 AM Punjabi Radio. And you can also hear us anywhere in the world on the TuneIn app. So check us out, 7 a.m. Pacific Time on 900 AM KBIF Radio. That's Hits, Home Improvement Talk Show.
Well, hello, you fringy humans. This is Alien and Captain Leap Walker for the Fringe Radio Network. Since you are trapped in your homes, you might as well check out shows like Spirit Wars with Michael Basham, The Iron Show with Johnny McMahon, Let's Get Jacked Up with Tim, Bobby, Carrot, and sometimes Jack, End Time Tribune with Matthew Miller, William Ramsey Investigates, Eyes Wide Open and Getting Understanding with Lennon Olivares, Canary Cry Radio with Basil and Gons, plus much more. Check out FringeRadioNetwork.com while you still can.
Rodney Roque is your licensed and insured CPA, corporation, and CPA practitioner. His professional firm has experience in various areas of tax compliance and consulting, including high net worth individuals with various sources of investments, commercial and residential real estate, trusts and estates, single and multi-member LLCs, S&C corporations, nonprofits, and more. His firm has experience in various aspects of financial accounting and auditing. Get your financial statements audited or reviewed when your company is applying for a loan, bidding on projects, complying with bylaws, and more. So contact Rodney Roque at 559-916-7424, or you could email him at rodney.roque@live.com, and his website is roquecpa.com.
Hi, my name is Danielle Dormeyer, your favorite realtor with London Properties. I am always working to deliver the very best in all facets of real estate. Integrity, service, commitment. Your trust is always the center of my business. Have you questioned the validity of your online home value estimates? Because your home could be worth more. Ask to find out how. Purchase a home through me and I'll host your housewarming party with catered tacos. Don't wait. Interest rates are still historically low and this offer will end June 1st. Remember, as your trusted real estate advisor, I do the hustle so you don't have to hustle. Call today, 559-314-4226. That's 559-314-4226.
You're listening to Let's Get Jacked Up on the Fringe Radio Network.
Welcome, football fans, to the NFL Draft.
Here is wide receiver Brandon Cooks of the LA Rams.
You know, I think about when Jesus Christ and God said, "This is my son, whom I'm well pleased," and so I live in that and I rest in that because I know that's what He thinks about me. He's given me a gift to play this game, so He's done that for a reason, to play it at a high level, to be able to give Him glory.
Welcome back to the show. Let's get jacked up on Fringe Radio Network, the only network station.
Yeah, she's home all the time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. My question is, how are you guys dealing with that? Are you doing like 50-50? Do you feel like you're doing more work than she does? Does it go back and forth? Like what's going on?
Oh, no. I've got to get better at it. Oh, yeah. It's like 70-30.
Oh, wow.
Ouch.
Giving yourself a lot of credit there, Tim.
Oh. See, obviously she has heard way less, but yes, thank you.
Hey,
but
Tim.
no, I totally identify with that because I do feel like there are times when Bob is giving 70% and I'm giving 30%. And of course, my reasoning is, well, I work outside of the home. I come home, I'm tired, I'm this and I'm that. But yeah, I think like on the other side, like we think about the kids and we think about how their life has been turned upside down. And yeah, absolutely. Their little brains are not able to really even comprehend what's going on right now. And we definitely want to be sensitive to that. But at the same time, like, what are our marital relationships going through too? You know, for some people, I love the meme that's like, hey, just checking in on all my married folks, you know, I haven't seen the "He's my world" and you know, "I'm so lucky" post. Y'all okay? You know?
That's funny. Hey Tim, I need you to unblock me so I can start recording.
Oh, I'm recording.
Oh, you are? Oh, so I don't have to.
Right. Thank you.
Follow along. He did the same thing like the last half hour.
Oh, snap.
He was recording the last half hour, but I just want, it's about redundancy. It's always, sometimes it's better to be safe than sorry.
How's you guys?
I think, what do you mean? Like our relationship?
Yeah.
Oh, she's my queen. She's my world. She's my everything.
Okay. So now what's the real answer?
You know,
I can't wait to hear this.
We're pretty good. I think we're pretty good. I mean, we have our moments where we want to punch each other in the face, but
and then we do, and it's over, and it's
and then
fine.
we make up, and then you know that's what is Garth Brooks says it best. Sometimes we fight just so we can make up. It's the truth, you know. But what? No.
Don't get me started. I'm just saying.
But yeah, you know, I mean, the thing is that we've been married for almost 20 years, and so you know we have this.
How long already?
We have this kind of understanding of one another where I'll fly off the handle and she'll step in and she'll give me the look like, dude, you look like the freaking Joker from Batman. You're about to kill somebody. And I do the same thing with her. You know, we're able to kind of read each other. And I mean, it's still a work in progress, but we're pretty good at, even in the heat of the moment, knowing that they're stepping in because they see something that we don't.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like I've gotten a little bit better. Karen's gotten a lot better at it. But you know, that's what marriage is. Marriage is a series of follies until you die. I mean, that's just how it goes. You know.
Wow. That's one way to put it.
Think about it.
But I think sharing the parental load is important. You know, it
really is.
It's really interesting because now we're all, well, a majority of us are stay-at-home parents now, whereas before that was something that not all people are called to do / not all people would even want to do. And now it's being, you know, just kind of put upon us. And so making that adjustment, you know, but for the stay-at-home moms or stay-at-home dads who have already been doing all of this, they're just like, welcome to my world. You know, This is why we drink. And so, it's but, you know, so it's like, I think that the stay-at-home moms and the stay-at-home parents are never given the praise / the credit that they're totally due. And I think that it's like you were saying earlier, Bob, like we all need a break, yet like you're now officially a stay-at-home parent, and I feel like I'm the one who needs a break. You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like there are times when the one who is giving more of the care than the other party, oftentimes they won't say anything, or maybe not to their spouse, but they'll say it to their friends, or they'll feel one sort of way.
Face, though. I'll tell you.
But that's true.
You know, I think part of that is true because, you know, for instance, Karen is working, so she goes out, she does her own type of stress, and then she comes home.
Yeah.
But the thing is that her stress, she can leave at work. When you're a stay-at-home parent, your stress is home. You can't leave it anywhere because it's with you. So unless you have that opportunity, that outlet to go somewhere, even if it's for a cup of coffee or just a drive, it stays with you, you know, and it's just like, I mean, when water sits too long, it becomes stagnant, and that stress gets stagnant, and it almost becomes like a stench on you that you become annoyed by, and it ends up, you know, just putting you in a bitter mood all the time.
Well, it can turn into resentment, you know, and it just becomes, and if it's not addressed, oftentimes it'll reveal itself in other things where, you know, again, it's not because you didn't take the trash out. It's because you didn't take the trash out 2 days in a row. I asked you to do this. You didn't do it. I haven't had your help. So it's like all of these things that have been compounded, but I'm voicing it to you and you didn't take the trash out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
or do the laundry or whatever. Yeah. I mean, so let me ask you, as far as you feel like you're doing 30%, she does 70, what is the remedy to that? Because let's be real. I mean, what are you doing? You're at home. What are you doing the whole time? I mean,
this. No, just stuff. Editing, stuff like that, and I don't know. But my own sort of work that I don't get paid for, but work, no,
which in it itself, really quick. I mean, you're doing something that is work, but you're not getting paid for it, so it's not treated the same way.
Yes. No, you are onto something there, but
no, it's not. It can be not recognized as something at times, but again, it's perception. It's to you, this is very important. To others, it could be that helping load the dishwasher is very important. So.
I have, and my daughter has chores, and I've been on to her about doing that, and I've actually even helped her, and which mainly is probably not even helping her, but it's helping the situation so I don't have to hear about it later. So it's an easy fix, but it's not the right fix. I'll just say that. But I've gotten better, and then I've gotten worse. And I'm kind of at the worst, not worse, but I'm at the, okay, so I used to put in 10% of work. So I've gotten better, and then it was half, maybe 50-50, and now we're down to 70-30 type of thing. So I could be better, and I know that.
But I think you bring up a really good point. Is it's definitely goes in cycles. It goes in where, there are times when we're, like you said, literally sharing the load. And then there are times when, someone's just not pulling their weight. And, but I feel like it goes both ways at times, or at least in our household. I speak only for our house, but.
So, yeah. So that's life. That's, like you said, it's marriage life and that's family life. And now that we're all quarantined and all together, it just stands out more. That's all.
Yeah, it does. But but this is an important time. It's don't you want to know that your marriage is going to make it through this? Our kids are always going to be our kids, but our spouse doesn't always have to be our spouse.
Hey, the crazy thing is that this is the way it used to be, before technology and before we had, jobs where we were just a bunch of farmers and gatherers and all of that. This was our life. You had 12 kids, you had your wife, you just, that like the Amish lifestyle, if you will. And
all those
to
12
me,
kids did work, didn't they? I mean,
well, but that's it. See, and this is what I was trying to tell Karen. The more kids you have, the more work they will do.
That's the plan.
Well, yeah. How's that coming out? How's that working out?
Yeah,
right?
I was gonna say maybe 50 years ago, but yeah. But
I can't even get them to do their job.
No one to blame but ourselves, because
we have no follow through.
It's definitely something that they have been brought up to think that is okay, and so it's easy to feel like, oh well, the struggles of the day, they've been at school all day, I want to give them time to relax and blah, blah, blah. Well, now there's nothing but time. And it's well, gee golly, I wish I would have, instilled these other things in them. But, now's the time to do that. And hopefully,
my biggest thing that I want to try to get through to the kids is the idea of doing something without getting something. Mm-hmm. Because right now it's always about, well, Dad, I want money. So if I mow the lawn, will you give me money? And it's you know what you do instead? You mow the lawn and you say, hey, Dad, I mowed the lawn for you. And then the hope is that Dad will be like, you know what? You did that without asking, without anything. Here's a couple of bucks.
Right. That's the hope or plan, but isn't always
it never works out that way. Never.
And, again, and we, as kids, we were a little spoiled, but these kids nowadays are really spoiled. And that's a problem, and that's our fault, I guess. But I would say that I agree with you as far as a follow through, but at the same time, you do try to follow through, but then what happens? Because it doesn't always. What am I trying to say here? Like, you follow through,
beat them into submission.
Yeah.
How do we follow through?
You start with your words, you remind them of the expectation, even if that means you have to walk them through it and do it with them. But I'd say after the third or fourth time, if they're still not doing it, man, you remind them what happens when they don't. I know that sounds harsh. I'm sorry. But my parenting style is I will spank you if you don't do what you are supposed to be doing.
Oh, you said the S word. CPS is coming.
Let them knock on my door. Come and knock on my door. I'll be spanking my kids.
And you're next.
Yes.
But I do feel like ours, I mean, I know Bob and I go back and forth on this, but our daughters are almost 10 years old. And to me, they've gotten out of
What do you got there? No. Okay, so Bobby is showing a monitor with a baby in it, and she is moving around, looks like.
She's refusing
camping out
to
on
go
the
to
floor.
bed. I have already, so I'm about to go in there and let her know what happens when she gets out of bed. But
okay.
I don't know. Every time I go silent, it's because I'm scolding her. Like, you need to go to bed.
I wonder if we get to watch this. Now,
if there was a way to make that happen, I would definitely make sure you didn't.
Oh. If you squirm me at night?
Yeah, not going to happen.
Yeah. Our little boy, that's one thing he's really good at, is just laying there. And even when he's not sleepy or anything, he just lay there and play with this. We have a stuffed animal in there for him, and he'll play with a stuffed animal. And so that's one thing that is at least good for him and us, because we don't always have to go. Now, when we say, like, because on the monitor, there's a voice thing, right? So you press the voice thing.
Yeah, and his does too.
Right. And we say, lay down or go to sleep. And he's actually pretty good about doing that. So thankfully, at this age, he hasn't, climbed out yet. So we'll see.
See, and it's funny that you say that, because he's a year older than ours, and she was climbing out
already,
every single night. So we had to switch to the toddler bed because it's just safer that way.
Yeah. So, did you put the sides up higher?
We actually lowered the bed all the way down to the ground, so that
that's
would
what
be.
We did.
Yeah, so that the sides would be as high as they can get, but she was still finding a way. So we're like, okay, well, I guess it's time.
The next thing you need is some wood around it, above the crib.
Maybe a moat, some barbed wire and a moat. The dragon was on back order at Amazon, so we're just gonna have to go this way.
Electricity. Let me ask you this though, Karen. When you go to work, because I've had this, but you're on your feet all day, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So when you get home, I bet your feet are exhausted.
Actually, I'm smarter than the average bear, I guess, but I totally went to my doctor for insoles, like actually prescription insoles, because there's no way. I have plantar fasciitis really bad, and so I would get
flat.
No, it's actually the tendons in your foot, the bottom of your feet, they rip every time you take a step.
What?
And yeah, it's looking at plantar fasciitis. It's just like a burning sensation in the arch of your foot. But and so when I would get home, it was really hard to walk. And so my insoles are amazing. But yeah, for me, honestly, I've been doing this for so long that the physical part of it is not as draining as the mental part of it. Of, having to manage, sometimes just depending on what store I'm at, having to manage anywhere from, on the low end, 16 people, on the high end, almost 40, depending on the store. And that's just in one 8-hour period. And so I work 10-hour days. And so, yeah, it's like I said, the physical part of it not nearly as bad as the mental part. So
Well, not only that too, but you have so many different personality types. You're dealing with people that are older than you, much younger than you, people who
actually
think
usually
that they
more
have.
just the much younger, not
Yeah,
not
but
really the older, but
and the entitlement part that comes along with that, and not only that, but that naivety. Is that a word? I don't know.
It is now.
But the naiveness, yes, of just like, the common sense factor that this new generation that's coming up is just completely oblivious to. I mean, they're just. I work with a 20-year-old, 21-year-old, and some of the things like she thinks I'm the smartest person in the world. And I'm like, don't no, that's so not true. But it's just because everything is so like, she's surprised that I just know certain things because it's not something I'm just going to queue up on Google really fast or whatever. And because people are so dependent on Google, we have a bunch of idiots. I mean, I'm sorry for everybody who's listening that's, 25 and under, but you guys, man, you rely too much on technology. And my kids are a prime example of that too. I mean, my 2-year-old is already looking up Baby Shark on YouTube. I mean, she just knows how to push the microphone button and say Baby Shark, and then up comes a stupid song, Oh
yeah, and my 10-year-old today was going to add you. Like, how do you know how to do that? Like, it took me 2 hours to figure that out.
On the Zoom?
Yeah.
That's funny.
I'm exaggerating, but yeah, it took me longer than what she was doing it.
That's funny.
So yeah, I don't know. I work with some pretty smart 20-somethings, I guess, and I'm fortunate for that. But I think too, it's because our hiring process, like we always say, I only want a 9 and a 10. I can't take a 7 and make them a 10, and so we're really particular about who we hire, and that's why we start at such a high wage. But I don't know. I think that there are some very intelligent 20-somethings out there. I think there are some who have retained a lot of information of what they learned in school and things like that. Google's a wonderful resource, but I think too, I don't know. So I always get a little bit upset when you try to just umbrella people into a certain thing, like, I don't know. I think everyone's their own person. And
are you talking about me?
Yeah, that too. But
get some popcorn and watch this.
No, like everyone's their own person, and I think we're definitely a product of how we're raised, the houses that we've grown up in, and all of those things. So I don't know. I'll fight you on this one. Sorry. I'm here for you, millennials, if that's who you're talking about.
What's after millennials?
Here's the thing. I know that I was once that kid. That I was that kid once, and so I don't feel sorry for them because I didn't have people that felt sorry for me. I mean,
I
let's be
never
real.
said I felt sorry for them. I just said they're not all like that.
Yeah, that's true. But what we can say though is that the gap, I should say the amount of people who aren't the typical millennial are becoming more and more scarce. And it's not millennial. I don't know what the new term is for them. I think.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
There's a new one for them.
Is it Gen Z? I don't know.
Oh yeah, maybe
gin and tonic.
Je ne sais quoi. Well, now I gotta look it up. Hang on.
I know. But on Google, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, while she's looking that up, you have any news for us, Mr. Bob?
Yeah, I can get onto that. Let me give me just a moment here. Let me get everything kind of set up here.
I will,
all right.
I will shoot you the. I don't know if you guys can hear this, but I want to shoot you the intro here real quick.
And now, it's time for Bobby's Crazy News.
Bobby's Crazy News, sponsored by Let's Get Jacked Up.
Thanks, Tim. All right. Do you guys want me to...
spare no expense.
No, not at all. Do you guys want me to pull up the thing so you guys can see my articles?
Sure.
Sure.
If I can do that, let's
We'll
see if
try
I
it.
can do that. We'll try
I
it.
don't know how much time we have left on this, but yeah, we'll go as long as we can.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, can you guys see what I got going on now?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to minimize it. There we go, so I can bring this screen back up. All right. Okay, so I've got... Is that music still playing in the background? Wow, that's impressive.
Thank you.
All right, so a few things that I wanted to share, and these are just really crazy... Bobby's crazy news. Do you guys remember a few weeks ago, I was talking about how there was a certain place was, I think it was in Florida. They were using the circumstances of a dead whale on the beaches of Oregon as how to deal with the coronavirus.
I remember that a little bit.
Okay, so guess what? In Oregon, there was another whale found dead on the beach.
I saw that.
40-foot long whale found dead on the beach, right? Obviously, you could tell it's been dead for a while, just kind of like rolled up. And the crazy thing about Oregon beaches, when Karen and I went to visit, is they're super long. I mean, sometimes from the mainland to the water can be 3/4 of a mile. So the tide, when the tide is high, it goes all the way up to the mainland. So chances are this guy was underwater, and then when the waters receded, it just got left behind. Anyway, they decided not to explode this one and to actually just bury it instead.
Wise.
Yeah, and that's pretty much the whole story. And they actually have another video. Maybe I'll I'll cut this video down and we'll throw it on our page so that people can see it. But they literally had an exploding whale.
I remember that. I remember the sound effect for it.
And I'm wondering if I can play it and get to the right scene. I just don't want it to be too incredibly loud. That's the only thing. Can you guys hear it?
Well, that was it.
No.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to show you. Hold on. So so here's the scene right here. Ready? Okay, can you guys hear it at all or no?
Oh, you have to share your audio from your computer.
Oh, I don't know how to do that. But anyway, so here's the whale, and now watch what happens.
It explodes.
Yes, and then you're gonna see all these chunks, and then pretty soon.
It's disgusting. If you're
watch the camera though. Big chunks. Those chunks are the size of Volkswagens, and they're falling from the sky. They put a half a ton.
Can we click on the dog? Is it no?
No thanks. But they actually put a half a ton of dynamite inside the carcass of this whale, and then exploding it, thinking that it would like completely decimate, like turn it into dust, right?
There you go.
But yeah, they ended up having people got hurt. But yeah, chunks the size of Volkswagens were falling from the sky. Yeah.
So wait, it was a good thing that we were blowing up the whale, or is it a bad thing? It's
a bad thing to blow up the whale. Don't do it. That's why this time there was another whale found. They opted to bury it instead.
Okay.
Yeah. I would have tried to resuscitate it. I'm just saying. That's me. All right. So next up on my list of what is going on here is this bad boy, if it'll pull it up here. Okay. Do you know what the price of gas is right now, Tim?
It's like $2.10. I mean, we got it today.
Okay,
it's pretty good.
How much do you know? Do you know how much the barrel of crude oil is right now?
I don't. I know it's going down, right? But
it's below down right now. According at the time of this article, which was posted yesterday, it's negative $37 a barrel.
Yeah, that's down. All right,
that's down. They were saying that there is so. Remember how all of these green geeks is what I like to call them. How they were saying, look, we're running out of gas. We're going to run out of crude oil, and we're depleting the world. Blah blah blah. Right? Well, now that everyone's on lockdown, we have such an abundance that they have no place to store it, and it's gotten to the point where. And it's kind of this. So there was this little backstory. There's this battle going on between Saudi Arabia and Russia. They're the two biggest producers of oil. Russia was like, despite all of this stuff, we're going to ramp up our production by 30%. Wow. And Saudi Arabia said, we're going to go full bore. We're not going to have any limitations. We're just going to pump it all out, and we're going to just flood the market. I don't know why they decided to do that. The result is this negative equity in the oil. So right now, if you were able to get 1,000 barrels.
All right, we got 10 minutes left. I just was notified. Sorry about
that. Okay, thank you. I'll make it quick. So right now it's saying here that if you were able to put, where's it at? Dang it, where's my little snippet? I had it all saved and everything. Is it? Okay, there you go. So if you were to get 1,000 barrels of crude oil, okay, in Cushing, Oklahoma, they would not only give you that 1,000 barrels of crude oil, but they'd also cut you a check for $37,000.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? Because that's how cheap gas is right now, and that's why prices are so low. So the big thing that I always say, gas should be about 99 cents a gallon. So if you're paying anything more than that, you need to go and have a good hard look at what you're paying in taxes. Anything more than that, so I mean, you think about it, the taxes for gas are not on a scale, so it's not a percentage, it's a flat rate. Right. So when gas is high, it doesn't really affect it too much, but when gas prices are low, then that's a much higher percentage. I mean, look right now, California, we're paying 65% in taxes because it should be 99 cents, and we're at like 210, something like that. So it's just crazy. Anyways, okay, so next up, I got to make this short and sweet. Ready for this? The entire U.S. box office this past weekend came from a single Florida drive-in theater.
See, they should never have gotten rid of them.
Mm-hmm.
I liked them.
Me too. So with movie theaters across the country all closed for the foreseeable future due to this ongoing coronavirus, the weekly box office report is all but a distant memory. But there's one theater that still keeps the weekly box office report alive. A single drive-in theater in Florida was the source of an entire domestic box office this past weekend. Showed 2 movies to its audiences. Yes. And the 2 movies were Resistance and Swallow.
That's the movies that they decided to go with.
Apparently.
Out of all the movies in the world.
Yes. Oh. Those are the 2. And it was a double feature, apparently. I don't know. Anyways, I just thought that was interesting that there's still one theater out there that's reporting.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
I was like, never mind. Go ahead.
I know. It's bad. Stop yourself. Okay, so ready for this. There was a man in where was he? In Crystal Lake. And I think Crystal Lake is in
California, no?
No, it's not California. I don't think it's California. I can't find it. I thought I had it there.
Illinois.
Okay, Illinois. Okay, so here we are. This man right here. Do you see this man? Yeah. That man right there was caught. And what was he caught doing? He was caught urinating on a rug and then asking the people who own the business if they had a leaky roof.
Times is hard.
Yes.
Times is hard.
That was a good one.
Mm-hmm. This Niles man, Jim Costa, was cited Thursday with disorderly conduct, an ordinance violation typically punishable by $75 to $1,000 fine. Since the act wasn't a criminal offense, Costa was not arrested and does not actually face any real charges. But he does get his lovely mug up on the screen for everyone to see at the Northwest Herald. And does he? Yeah, it looks like there's a little dribble on his pants still.
He definitely looks like he's from Illinois. Whatever that.
Yes, he does. All right. Let's see. What is this one? This one is the long one. Here's a fun one. So you know how we've got the small business loans that our wonderful government has decided to bestow upon this country.
Yes.
Something like it's a $2 trillion bill, but only 380 million of it, or 380 billion of it, is being used for small business. Everything else is going to all this other crap. Well, they've now found out that $365 million in these small business loans are actually going to some companies that are worth well over $100 million.
Oh man!
It says the Paycheck Protection Program was supposed to infuse small businesses with which typically have less access to quick cash and credit with a $349 billion emergency loan. That total accumulated loans. But at least 94 companies that disclosed receiving aid since the program opened April 3rd are publicly traded, and some of them, and it says about 25% of the companies had warned investors months ago that what was going to be going on. And it says here that some of these guys, let's see, it's a super long article, so I'm going to see if I can find it. If not, I'll just tell you. Here we go. 74% of the loans were less than $150,000, demonstrating the accessibility of the program in to the smallest of small businesses. So this 150 grand sounds like a lot, but when you're looking at the potential of an entire year having to deal with mortgage and keeping people on payroll so that they don't leave or so that you don't go under. I mean, there's all these different things. It's not that very big. It's not a whole lot of money. But they are saying here that the program with more than $300 billion is what this entire thing is. And they're actually looking at possibly doing another, I don't like calling it stimulus, but another bill of some sort to try to get money to businesses. Personally, I think they should just open up the country and stop, treating this coronavirus like it's a pandemic, because it's not. But that's just my opinion. Right. And then I did have one about some thieves getting arrested in China for.
Got 2 minutes.
Okay, so these thieves in China, I'll just go over it really quick. They were arrested and may get the death sentence for stealing manhole covers.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, they thought they're Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I guess. But they're saying that because it causes such devastation when people either fall in or vehicles run over with their wheel or something, that it causes some serious problems. But yeah, so in China, they're over the coronavirus. Now they're dealing with these thieves, these
manhole maniacs.
There you go.
Manhole maniacs. Yes, thank you. Great job.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Okay, well. Thank you for that. So anyway, so that's the end of my share. I hope you guys appreciated my rendition of Let's Get Jacked Up's Bobby's Crazy News. Hashtag see you next Thursday. And then, I think that when we're all done with this coronavirus, I look forward to actually having some more of my crazy, like, alien stuff and whatnot. But I feel I can't find any of the crazy stuff. It's all just, it's such a chore to find anything that's not corona-based.
I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, we're going to stop the Zoom, and we're going to let our kids kind of take us out today. But we will see you guys next week. Remember, be in this road, but not of this road. So long, everybody.
Okay. So,
hi, Hazel.
Hey, girls, you ready?
Yeah.
Hi, Hazel.
I got Hazel here.
All right. Make sure you're in your camera all the way. Okay, so this is what I want to ask you guys. First question. Why do you think we are stuck at home? Everybody talk about it.
I think we're all stuck at home because the person who's in charge of the coronavirus is scared that our population is going to get lower and lower.
Well, you know what I think? What I think is I think that we're on lockdown because the coronavirus can kill babies if they're young. If they could kill kids at young age, and they can kill elders, and they want people to stay in their homes, including elders and babies, and they just want us to stay at home. So if like we, us older kids and us adults, and the adults, if they go outside and they get, like, somebody has it but they don't know it, and then they come back home to their family and they give it to them, I think that we're on lockdown because they don't want to spread it even more.
All right, cool. Good answer. Oli, how about you? Leave the baby alone.
I think we're stuck at home because the president is he's like he's so like why is he doing this? Because it's just a coronavirus. There's a couple of elders have died, but it doesn't mean that it would basically kill our population.
All right. Okay. All right. So now let me ask you this. Stop. Get out of here. Next question. And I want that your questions need to be short. I don't need a full essay. Okay. I just want a short, quick answer, a couple of sentences.
Okay.
And then you'll know why in a moment. Are your parents making you crazy yet?
Yes. Yes.
So rephrase it in a question. Rephrase my question in the answer.
Yeah. Yes, my parents are making me crazy. We have to stay home all the time with them, and I don't get to see any of my friends, and it kind of becomes tiring seeing them every single day. That's just harsh. Actually, I take that back. No, not yet. At least not yet, because, well, my brother's making me crazy. If that was a question, my answer would be yes, but not my parents, not yet, because they are actually thinking of fun things to do. Like me and my mom, we went on a walk yesterday, and Bryson, we went on a long walk on our scooters, and then the night before on Tuesday, me and my mom went on a walk at night. Fun. We went to three or four parks. Four, actually. So.
All right. How about you, Oli?
No, they haven't been tiring me.
Making you crazy.
Yeah, they've been making me crazy because we have to do homework 6 hours a day, and I can't learn very fast, so they expect me to do things that I don't know.
Oh, you mean we're making you try harder? Oh my. All right. Next question. Are you ready? If you could do anything to, let me rephrase this better. What do you think we could do to get past this quarantine? Do you know what I'm asking?
Yeah, like what can we do to, like, what can we do to help get this quarantine gone?
Yeah, like if you thought there was a way, what are some things you think would be good to help with the quarantine, to help us either, let's do this, how about this? What are some, what would be a fun thing to do with your parents that they haven't done yet?
Ooh, that's good. That's I like that question.
Then answer it.
Okay. Well, I think something fun that all of us could have fun with doing is, like, we can all go to, like, if this wasn't happening, we could all do something fun, but that's not related to your question. Okay, can somebody else go? Me. So things that we think that would be fun to do with our parents. I think it'd be fun to throw a huge party.
How can you do that in quarantine?
I don't know. Well, I know something fun we can do in quarantine. Oh wait, we could do a Skype party. Well, we send everyone cupcakes, and we all see everyone on Skype. Well, you can do that, or you could just have, like, you can play board games or video games with your family members. That would be fun. Me and my dad would at least have fun with that. Me too. About my mom, though. Yeah, we can play. Me and my dad played Connect 4 during this quarantine.
I I would wish that all of us would like to play on Fortnite.
Play video games?
Yeah, play video, especially Fortnite.
Okay.
I would rather.
All right. So, what is the first thing you plan on doing after the quarantine is over?
Make my
party.
Throw a huge party to celebrate that no one in our family has died from the coronavirus
Yet.
Dun dun dun. Da-da.
All right. So, rumor has it that you guys like to have been doing a lot of Zoom get-togethers with your teachers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Have you guys had any fun jokes that you've shared? What's your favorite joke you've heard? Tell me a joke.
Uncle Bobby.
All right. Uncle Bobby. Let's have Braylon go first.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Who's there?
Banana.
No.
You gotta answer it. It's a joke.
Who's there?
Banana.
Knock.
Banana who?
Banana who? What? That's not okay.
Just watch. It's gonna be funny in a minute. Banana. Ask who's there.
Who's there?
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Banana.
Banana who?
Knock knock.
No. Who's there?
Just say it one more time, and I'll tell you what's funny about it. Who's there? One more time.
Who's there?
Who's there?
Orange who?
Orange, you glad I didn't say banana?
Yeah, you're supposed to do it like 50 times before you say that, but...
Dad hates us when we do that.
All right. So your turn.
Oh, let me...
You can do your knock knock joke.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
I got up.
You got up who?
Oh, the bathroom's just over there.
Oh. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, Ellie, your turn. You got a joke?
I don't have one.
You don't have a joke?
Mm-mm.
Hey, take mine.
This one, remember?
Oh, I joke.
The skeleton crossed the road.
Why didn't the skeleton cross the road?
Because he had no guts to.
Why you gotta be a joke? Why you gotta be a joke stealer?
You told me last time.
I have a
All right, ready? I want everyone get close to the camera, not so close that you can't see your face, but I want you as close to the camera. Okay? Now, I want you to, everyone, on the count of 3, I want everyone to cross your eyes, if you can. Go, cross your eyes. Oh my goodness. Okay, back up now. All right, now, here's one thing I want you to do. I want Sophia to put her hands up so that it looks like her hands are touching the top of the screen. Like this. I want it to be like this. Can you go like this? Like you're holding up? There you go. Raise the roof like that. Okay, perfect. And now I want Braylon, I want you to go like this and touch. You're going to basically give her a high five. You're going to go boom, give her a high five. Other side. You got to touch. Can you? Other side, right? She's in your bottom left corner on my screen. There you go. Okay, no, just one hand. You're going to give her a high five. There you go. Okay, and so Oli, you do the same thing. Get ready to give her a high five. Okay? So, ready? On the count of 3, we're going to give a high five. 1, 2, 3, go. No, you're going to pretend like you're tapping the top of the... There you go. You want to, like, your hand needs to stop. So, look, ready? So, look, here's her hand. We're going to go, boom, high five, boom, high five, boom. See that? Touch it just like that, like we're touching your hand. Okay, this is so much harder than I thought it was going to be. All right. All right, Tim, how much time do we got?
What?
3 minutes?
No, we don't.
Okay. It looks like I wasn't sure. We got about, well, your dad's got to set stuff up, but we got about, 10 minutes before we start, right? Yeah, okay. Anyways, all right, so last thing I want to do is, let's see. Tim, you got a fun question to ask them?
Talk, Tim Talk.
Tim Talk.
Tim Talk, Tim Talk.
Ooh, yes. What's the craziest thing you guys have done during quarantine? Braylon, go.
Let's see. Fight with my. No, that's not crazy.
That's not crazy.
Well, it's not crazy. We went out. We've been going out in the car, and we've been going to get lunches from schools.
Okay. Cool. How about you? Olivia, what's the craziest thing you've done?
Nearly break my leg.
Yes. The craziest thing I've done is nearly broke my leg.
Mm-hmm. From working out.
Yes, I know. That's what you need to say.
I nearly broke my leg.
Yeah. Next thing, Sophia, what's the craziest thing you've done?
The craziest thing I have done all quarantine is go swimming in freezing weather.
Wait, what?
I swam this tonight. I actually did 100 laps, or like 100 laps times around that tour back in.
I don't
All right, so the last thing I want to do is everyone say goodnight in the weirdest voice you can think of.
Good night. Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Good night. Okay.
Good night.
Where did it go? Say something.
Okay, good job, guys. Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Bye, good night. Have a wonderful life. Get out of my face. All right.
Remember to like and follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Let's Get Jacked Up. Check out our website at letsgetjackedup.com. Listen and download our episodes from our website, the Spreaker app, and of course at fringeradionetwork.com.
Here is Jack and Tim for hitsyellowpages.com.
Hey Jack, you were saying earlier that about the yellow pages and about $25. Can we do more? I think we could do more.
You mean, for the businesses?
For the businesses.
Yeah, no, to help out businesses during this coronavirus thing, right?
Right.
Yeah. Well, I think that you're right, Tim. I see your concern, and that I have the same concern, and we want businesses to grow. I was thinking and, praying about something the other day, and I'm really looking at doing a quid pro quo program. And that is, we can promote them, and they promote us. So everybody's a win-win. We lift each other up. Okay, so I'm looking at the hitsyellowpages.com. They can put an ad in there. We were doing it for $25 to help people out, but we're going to make that $0. Everybody can put a business card size ad in the Yellow Pages for free. All we ask is they promote us to their people and promote our Yellow Page ads in our radio show. We'll promote them. They promote us. Okay. At the same time, if they're a coupon, like we got Cravings commercial on our show, right?
Right.
So if Cravings or the donut shop or hairstylist or the handyman or the insurance company or credit repair guy, if they want to put a coupon out, well, they can put a coupon, business card size coupon, and it'll go in the coupon section of hitsyellowpages.com for free. So they get a coupon for free. They get a business card ad for free. All we ask is they promote us. We're going to start, we can't interview people in-house because of the quarantine thing.
Right.
Okay, so we can't bring them in the studio. The studio's too small. It's too confined space. It wouldn't follow the essential guidelines of the quarantining. What we can do is we can start scheduling them, Tim, to call in and do their infomercials from home.
Exactly.
On their cell phone.
Right.
For free. Okay, so that's what we're going to look for, Tim. We want to offer to all the contractors and businesses out there this free services to help keep them alive. You and I are like-minded, and we want to go all out for them. So let's offer this to them. What do you think?
I like it. I like the idea. It makes sense. Trade on to trade off, and here we go.
Right. Everybody work together.
Everybody wins.
Everybody wins.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it.
So everybody gets free ads in the Yellow Pages. Everybody gets free coupons in the Yellow Pages if they want one. And everybody gets a free 10-minute infomercial. And if they only want 5 minutes, that's okay. But they can call in and do it, or they can call you and record in advance the infomercial. How about that?
I like it.
Good. Are you good with it?
I'm good with it. Let's do it.
Join Jack and Tim every Saturday mornings at 7 a.m. for Home Improvement Talk Show on KBIF 900 AM on your radio dial. Watch on Facebook at KBIF 900 AM Punjabi Radio. Listen anywhere in the world on the TuneIn app. Check out the Hits Yellow Pages at hitsyellowpages.com. That's hitsyellowpages.com.
You're listening to us on the Fringe Radio Network.